So guys, I have big news for you. This is the Audi Concept C. Now I know that you guys have had a little pushback on, well, all modern car designs lately. I feel like whenever we do a new model, I see a lot of comments saying it's too busy, it's all about the screens, it's all about the lighting. Well, I think the guys at Audi somewhat agree with you and they listen to you guys, because this is going back to the roots. So that does sound like a bit of marketing nonsense, I do agree with you, and we've heard that many times before, but I think this is the real deal. Let me make this a bit more personal. My memory of Audis, well, let me take you back to my childhood. I remember a vacation in Italy and I saw the first gen Audi TT parking right next to me, and I was 10 years old maybe, and I was so impressed with the design of the car, and that really is a very vivid memory for me when it comes to car design. It really made an impact, and I guess the same goes for a lot of you guys. Second, I remember driving at night, and then I looked in my side view mirrors and I saw these little lines of light coming towards me, overtaking me even. And that was my encounter with the first generation of Audi A5 with the daytime running lights, or well, nighttime running lights in that case. But it was so impressive, that light design. And those are the elements that truly make the Audi DNA, the Audi core in essence. And you really see that with this new Concept C. It's more simplistic, it's more about, you know, the raw, sort of simple Audi design. All the noise has gone, I feel like. This is really very pure, very essential. Another key thing about that essence is the Audi logo. I think this has been the most debated subject on our channel with Audi models. Whenever we uploaded a video, you guys said, what's up with the new logo? Like, we don't like it. We want the 4 rings back. And it's now back. It's aluminium. It's, well, as the whole car, back to basics. So this is what we remember Audi for, these 4 solid rings. Same goes for the frame. So this is sort of a happy marriage between the Type C and the Audi A6 C6 when they introduced the big single frame. That was quite a bold statement at the time, and now they really brought the two together with this sort of square, rounded off edges looking frame with vertical lines in there. So another memory, the first generation Audi R8. For me, the most beautiful Audi ever created. So if you look at the silhouette of this really reminds me of that first generation Audi R8. We even have that little side blade that we refer to right here. And then we have the wheels. And then we go back to, well, these are the Avis wheels, right? So that's first generation Audi TT, or maybe the Audi S8 D2. Those are also very iconic Audis, and I can even remember like tuned VW Golf Mark IVs sitting on these wheels. Like, people love these wheels and they're back. And we have these very sharp edges, these very long lines that run across the car, and they play with the lighting. So right here on top, on this sort of hip, you can see that it really catches the light. And then this side panel which is absolutely gorgeous. It falls into this wheel arch, gets more like a darkish lighting shade, which is really, really gorgeous. Really empowers and amplifies the whole hip and arches of the car. And then in the rear we have these more simplistic light units. Very cutting edge, very sharp looking, but very timeless, I would say, in its design. And quite a bold statement is the fact that we have no rear window. But I'll come back to that later on. So one more thing about that beautiful roofline, it's a Targa. I mean, I didn't even notice when I entered the room, it's a retractable roof. Now, for me this is a first, because normally when you have this retractable hardtop, it looks horrible. But in this case, it's absolutely gorgeous, even closed. And then one of the most controversial parts lately with cars, I feel like, the interior. This is really back to its roots because there is only physical buttons. I think that really is the big thing here. And they are beautiful. They have this quintessential Audi metal look and feel to them. And they are absolutely gorgeous. They even have the superb click. That Audi once was famous for. And then these scrollers are just so nice and heavy. It is completely different from what we're used to nowadays. It is simplistic. It really reminds me of the second gen Audi R8 and the third gen Audi TT. So that means just a single screen, a steering wheel, very, simplistic in a good way, not too busy. It's about you as a driver and about driving. And then if you do want a screen, you just pop it up like that. And it's not this big cinema screen, it's just very nice, simple, minimalistic. It's absolutely gorgeous. And this really is a driver's car, so you sit down low. Normally that's always a thing with electric cars because the battery sits on the floor. But in this case, it's mid-batteried, so the battery sits right here, and that's why the seat is nice and low down and you feel like you're driver focused. And what's also great is it weighs 1690 kilos, which is not all that much for such an electric car. More great news is that, well, you might think, yeah, sure, it's a concept car, everything looks beautiful and sounds promising, but in 2027, this will go into production. Yes, there will be some minor changes, but the goal is to have it as it is right now. And the promise they make at the moment is that from 50 meters away, you wouldn't see the difference between the production version and this. So I'm already really excited. And more great news, in my opinion, this is the new design language with Audi going forward in the future. So this is not just a sports car that they're going to make. No. This will be the design language for all models.